So here we are, micro meetups. Yay! So we do this every week. We've done it every week for since the 1st of June, or 1st of July, actually. So you can go to chicagocreative.org and see all the cool stuff. There's a banner on the top that says micro meetups. You can see what it's about, but I'll tell you the short version is they're quick, informal, fun weekly sessions to connect with the creative community and pick up some cool tricks, which is the kind of thing we're going to do tonight. So coming soon, iPhone photography. That is today. I made this last week. So Robert Potter is going to talk about an iWatermark app, which he'll tell you a whole bunch of things about. So we've got virtual filmmaking, some hand-sewn paper art, creative word games. Robert Potter is back again in September by popular demand to do more of this kind of stuff. And some other cool things, which means also you guys can do a micro meetup. Yay! That's how we got Robert. That's how we got all the people we had. If you want to do something on, I don't know, watercolor painting, Paul Minahan, or anything like that, photography, etc. If you got a cool thing you'd like to show people, send me an email at george@georgeberlin.com. I'll put it in the chat right here to make it super easy for you. Oh, hey, hold on.
Paul Minahan has great textural wall painting demos on YouTube that I've watched. So you could do one of those.
And yeah.
I have 3 YouTube videos that you can already go and yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, come do one here. We love hearing awesome things. So it's in the chat if you want to see it. So yeah, send me a message if you have something you want to do, and we'll put you on the schedule. I think we're scheduled through the end of September right now, or pretty close to it. So it's no rush on that sort of thing. So we're going to turn the program over to Robert Potter, who is in his secret mask there. And let me switch back to. We're going to spotlight Robert Potter. Yay! Take it away.
Woo! I am your father, Luke. Now, if this is getting you down, the whole COVID things, we were just chatting about that. But thanks for joining me tonight. I've got this really cool app that seriously, it's my favorite app. You would ask, well, gee, watermarking? I mean, that's not very creative, Robert. What's the
creative, Robert?
Okay, so you heard me there, right? I just clicked another button and it said unmute myself. So did you hear me say anything before that?
You heard all of it.
Oh, okay, great. That's good. You might say to yourself, well, gee, why, Potter, what's this whole thing? Why are you so excited about watermarking? And I'd have to say that my buddy Ted Donner's a lawyer, and well, he was the box office manager at Second City, and he decided that he wanted to protect Superman, so he learned all about intellectual property law and went to law school. And then when he graduated, he found out that Superman's lawyer didn't get paid very much, so he didn't apply for that job. But now he has his own business, and he helps small businesses. But he's told me over and over and over again, just bear the burden of proof. I know the new law states that you don't have to have your copyright on the image, that people are supposed to know that it's already copywritten, but just bear the burden of proof. Put your copyright on the image, and it'll make my job a lot easier when we have to go after people. So I try to do that, and iWatermark makes it really easy to do that. I have another friend, Seth Resnick. Linda might know him if Linda Levy's here. He's a photographer of great acclaim, and he told me one time, he said, I get jobs because my name is on my picture. Because I've watermarked the edge of my photograph, I've had people call me up from advertising agencies saying, hey, Seth, we want to use your picture. How much is it going to cost to use it for this campaign? And he says, well, can I ask first, how did you find me and how did you find the picture? And they say, sometimes he says that they have said, well, we'll be honest with you here, Seth, you weren't our first choice, but you were the only photographer who had their name on the picture and we could find you, because the people that did the research on this didn't bother to remember where they got the photos from when they stole them off the internet. But yours is watermarked right there on the edge of the photograph. So we can get a hold of you, and that's why we're calling you, Seth. And he says, well, thank you very much. I'm really happy about that, and gives them a price and gets the money. Straight from the iWatermark website. They say, well, if you want to share an amazing photo you've taken with email, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and it's likely to go viral and global, who knows? It might, right? Well, if your picture, if your credit line isn't on there, how's anybody going to know it's yours? You can build your company brand by having your logo on your images, and I'll show you that it's possible to do that. And avoid surprises of seeing your artwork on somebody else's website or in an ad. And I've had that happen, and I've had to use the Digital Millennium Copyright Act to ask them to take it down. I've also taken people to small claims court, and I've actually won. I was awarded $500 once in small claims court for copyright infringement. Avoid the costly litigation that can be involved with all of that, and avoid intellectual property squabbles. So it's just a really good idea to mark your work. Let me show you how that's possible. But first, we were talking about a screen or here we go. To follow our work with our before the meeting chatter, there at this is the little graphic that I came up with that says that there's still no vaccine for COVID-19 and that I wear my mask for you. And if you can see that I just liked that graphic. I print it out in black and white and I color it in with colors on the masks so that people can see it, and I hang it up wherever I go.
This guy needs a watermark on his picture, yeah?
Yeah, he needs a watermark on his picture, because then, I would give him credit, but I don't know where it came from, so I stole it. Ooh, that's terrible. That's horrible, Robert. Bad boy. Right? Okay.
You just shared it. You didn't steal it.
Okay. That's right. I didn't claim it as my own either. I just put some new words onto his stuff. So now I should be able to share. There we go. There's my phone. I'm sorry it's in a vertical mode. I've never been able to figure out how to make it go horizontal, but the first screen is, there we go. There's the second screen, has a whole bunch of my photo stuff on it, right? Now, iWatermark, it's actually a cross-platform thing. It works with Androids. You buy the Android version of it. It works on Windows. You can buy a Windows version. You can buy a Mac version. You can buy if you can see down there in the lower left, this one right here, that's the one that we're going to go for. Oops. This is so incredibly simple to use. When you pop it open, the watermarks that you have checked off automatically show up so that you can decide if you want to use them or not. And you can create a whole host of watermarks. Here's a big list. You can create a new watermark. You can create a border. You can create, well, right here, I created I created this. Oh, what is that? It's a Q. Somebody help me.
QR code.
Yep, exactly, right. And it's got my website address because I was told I should, and I've been working on that. I went and purchased potterschoolofphotography.com so that people could find me. But we'll just watermark a picture very quickly here, just so that you can see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take turn a bunch of these off, and just leave one on. Well, two, my name and I'm going to go select a photograph. Look down there in the lower left-hand corner. Looks like a little picture of a mountain, right? Well, if I touch on that, I can select a photo. And if I select a photo, I can go to the photos inside my phone, and I have a album called Watermark Me of things that I wanted to put watermarks on that I haven't done yet. And so you can place your logo. That's my studio. That's my home studio. But you can place the logo wherever you want it on the photograph, whatever size you want. And I can move the little watermark that I have down here in the, oops, hello, come back, watermark. Here we are. See the copyright right here? I'm making it larger and smaller by pinching with my fingers, just like you do on your iPad when you want to do something. So then if you like the positioning of everything, you can just save the watermark with the little share button down here. If you don't like the way that it looks yet, you can change it. Oops, we'll go backwards. We can say, well, we don't want that that logo to be quite as opaque. So we'd like to make it transparent or more transparent or very. So I'm going to use the slider, take it down to below 50% transparency, and take a look. Pretty sweet, huh? Oops. I accidentally asked for tech support. And they're pretty good with their little tech support website area. Okay, so let's say we wanted to share that now. We can just hit the share button here, and we can send it to people. We can add it to we can do an airdrop. We can send it to our friends. We can, I'll email it to my cousin Chris just to bother him. Okay, here we go. There. So we'll stay on that photo. We'll go back to share again and take a look at what's more in this. We could share it to any one of these places. We can push it out to Facebook if we want to. And voila, shared to Facebook.
That's super easy.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? So if I go back to the share button again, not only Facebook, but there's those three dots with more. Okay, so we can push on more, and we can choose from a host of things that we'd like to share to. Or with the iPhone, if you pull up ever so gently with your thumb, you can do things like save this image. See right there? You can save that image straight to your library, right? Or you could print the image. Let's go back to share again. I just saved it to my library with the watermark on it. Go back to share again. I'm gonna pull this up. And if you can see, there's my save to Dropbox. I can send it straight out to a printer. I can save it to files, which is my Google files, right? So there's just so much cool stuff. Oh, there's my cousin. Okay, he wants to know if that's my place. All right. And
Robert, is the app work only on mobile devices, or will it work on your laptop?
ooh, yes, you can purchase a version for your computer too. Okay. So let me show a little bit more on the mobile device, and then I'll switch over and show you the computer screen. How's that?
Okay.
Cool. Okay, back into the watermark. We're going to go back to the selecting watermarks. Okay, so you can add the photo date straight out of the metadata. They have a whole bunch of stuff in here. You could put a heart on it if you want to. You could go down here and you could put a huge copyright symbol on the photograph. You could pretend you're Pablo Picasso, or how about here, Steve Jobs. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to sign it with Steve Jobs' name, right? And so now I can put Steve's name on there. I can put a heart in here. I can change. I'm moving these with my fingers on the app, on the mobile. I can twist if I want to, or I can go into the menu and I can use the menu to change these things. I can say, I'd like it to be in the top left, or I'd like it to be in the center. Let's take a look. It put it pretty much in the center. Let's see. And then, oh, wait a minute. That's September 6th. Yes, that was September 6th, 2019 when I made that photograph. You can add mirroring to the, you get the idea. Let me show you another cool thing.
Hey, Robert, this is Paul. I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Unless we do questions later. I noticed that the date is kind of on the outside of the picture, but the watermark is on the inside. Is that typically the way to do it?
I do it. I make a border around my pictures. And here, let me show you how I do that. I'm choosing this photograph here. Within the iWatermark app, I can choose, I'm going to go turn everything off except the stuff that I want here. I'm going to turn off the photo date. I'm going to turn off the, see this top one here, watermark, white border?
Yeah.
I created that from their stuff. Under Create New Watermark area, they have a border section right here.
Okay.
And so I used their tool to create a white border with a black stroke. Okay. And so when I did that, oops, let me see if I can't, oops, the heart came back again. Oh my gosh. It just loves me, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so here's that white border, okay? And so if I touch over here on the right-hand side, I can see I can make the opacity totally white around the outside edge, okay? And now I have a white border. And now if I want to add, I'm going to add, hang on, here we go, Robert. We're going to add the 2020 REP3 lower right in black. I created that by making a text. I went to their Create New Watermarks and created a text watermark. Okay. So now There it is right there, but it's a little bit big to fit in their border. So I'm making it a little bit smaller. I could go back and make the border bigger,
Yep.
right? So let's do that. We'll go back over here to the, we'll tell this to make this 10 points. We'll ask it to put it in the right bottom. Good. We'll then say done. We'll go to the other watermark. We'll pick the white border. Oops. We'll touch on the controls to the right-hand side. We'll make the size of the border bigger. See?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now we'll say done. And now the border's bigger, and we can put the, well, things keep just appearing on me, don't they? That little that copyright came out. I'm all thumbs here today. Don't know why I should be nervous.
The copyright is on the line.
Okay. The copyright is on the, there it is right there. Oh, and you know something? It's in white, I'll bet you. Text color, black. Black. Copyright, done. Angle, size, front. There it is. Thank you. It was hiding on the line. You're right. Now I could make it a little bit bigger and stick it on that white border. This is the way I do it because I want my images to speak for themselves. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'd rather do that.
And obviously, it's obvious you want to, obvious, not redundant at all. You want to get your watermark where it's in the waves, somebody capturing the image on their own. Or is it easy for other people to remove the watermark? Or
Oh, sure. It's if they're gonna, it's kind of like locking a screen door. You're gonna keep the honest people honest, and the people that are gonna steal anyway. And, and they'll go to great lengths to remove watermarks from things that they want. They'll use stamping tools and cloning tools and do whatever they need to do to steal what they want. It's amazing.
Okay.
I would assume it's easier to remove it if it's in the white border than if it's in the middle of the photo.
Yes, exactly. But then I want people to enjoy the photograph.
Yeah, I get that.
All right, you know, that's the, all right, so.
yeah, I like what you're saying. It's a matter of kind of honor, but by stamping it, you're kind of saying this is mine and not somebody else's. Yeah.
Right, exactly. You know, oh, there's Steve Jobs' name again. And it looks like it's going in below, underneath the, interesting. Normally, how I make my white borders is in a different program, and that's the one I was going to show you next time in September. It's a processing program for pictures on the phone, and it works, again, with both Android and iPhones. And there's also an app made for it by DxO for the Macintosh. I don't know if they also do for the Windows. I believe they do because it's a plug-in for Lightroom, and that would only make sense, right?
So
Okay.
I assume you could make your own signature art and stick your own signature in there.
Oh yes, here, right up here in create new watermark, signature, you can scan your own signature, and they bring up the, so you can write your signature out, right, and scan it.
Interesting. Okay.
Right, exactly. Or you can pick one from someplace else. You know, if you're a graphic artist and you have a bitmap or even better, a vector graphic of your signature, Ooh la la, right?
Yeah, some of us can do that.
Yeah. See, I have problems with the vectors. I deal mostly in the raster area of things. So,
You could probably sketch it with like Apple Pencil on the iPad too, yeah?
ooh, I'll bet you could. That'd be great. Okay. So if we just grab a different photo here, I'll just watermark another photo just for fun. Let's see. This would be a fun photo to watermark. I'll go in, I'll turn off the border, and we'll see if we can turn off Steve Jobs' name down here. Okay. And see, this one I made bigger in that other program so that it already has a white border around it. And so it's really simple to just to drop my name onto it. But if you wanted to, you could, you know, pop your name here in the photograph itself. And if you'd like to, you can then change that to white text, and you could do a 70% opacity or 80%. And let's take a look. Not too shabby, huh?
I like it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is, it's really, really important to remember that when you create a piece of art, it is, it's yours. And in photography, when you press the shutter on the button, press the shutter button, it's yours at that point in time. It's a really good idea to list them with the government and have them in the copyright library, but not very many of us do. And my lawyer says as long as I put my my copyright on my work, and if someone infringes upon me, quickly run to the website for the government and spend the money to have it listed with them as being as being mine, then he can do good things. But I promised to show you a few other things. One, the watermark, or the program for the computer right here. Let me take a moment to tell you that I'm at my side job right now. I work at a stock photo studio. I'm the person in charge of digitization. Here we take photographs of, oh gosh, we have pieces of film that are bigger than this, and we photograph them, and that's what that camera is right there. It takes photographs with a 100 megapixel back, and then I take tiny pictures all together and stitch them together and blow up pictures that are large enough to be 10 feet tall at 300 pixels per inch and 40 feet or 50 feet wide to go on a wall. That's where I'm coming to you from today. That's one of our murals in the hallway outside. You can see the aspen trees. Let's see.
I have a question again,
Yes, please.
if you don't mind.
Oh, no, this is what I'm hoping for. I didn't put together an actual slideshow or anything because I want it to be more of a give and take. Please, please.
Well, I just have no idea what to, I mean, I'm a painter, I'm not a photographer. So if somebody says, oh, I really like that photo and asks permission, I mean, I've given free permission to post one of my things and ended up in getting a sale of that artwork, which is great. One, do you keep the watermark on it and say, yeah, you can use it, but you have to keep the watermark on it unless you buy it? Or do you, and then what do you sell these for? I mean, I'm not a photographer, but like, is that just kind of a made up number that?
Well, actually, there's a computer program called PhotoBiz, and I'm more than happy to pop open the computer program and dial in the usage that somebody wants to use your painting for, and tell you how much it would go for a photograph.
Okay, that's
So,
cool.
just,
Don't have to do it now, but that's great to know.
Right.
Yeah.
Just drop me a, there's set prices have been for years. The American Society of Media Photographers got in trouble a long time ago for fixing prices, and or at least they claimed we were. But this so it depends upon where the photo is going to be used, how large the photo is going to be, in what languages the photo is going to be, and what is it for a journalistic purpose? Is it for an advertising purpose? Is it for, display purpose? Those are all things that determine how much you should get for your image. And then on top of that, the uniqueness of the image. So let's say I have photographs of Robert Bly at the Mendocino men's conferences, and no one else has photographs of this poet teaching at the men's movement conferences in the Redwood Forest. So I usually get a pretty penny. I'd say $700 to $1,000 to use one of those images. They've been in People magazine, in textbooks, and other Oui magazine in France. So happy to help. Happy to help.
I have a
Let's
question.
see. Yes.
It's a very simple question, but when you were talking about pressing the share, where is that on the app?
Ooh, okay. That's that little square with a arrow coming out of it. I'll share my screen again and show you. Here we go. Sharing screen. This should bring the phone back up. Here it comes. Aha. Okay, so watch in the lower right-hand corner, I'm going to push my thumb down on it and it'll slightly change color. See that?
Oh, okay.
Right. So that little square with an arrow means share or send it someplace else. Right?
Right.
Yeah, it took me a while. Yeah, it took me a while to figure that one out. It was like, okay. What? I don't understand. Right? Okay. So if I stop the share here and I bring up my other screen share, I'll show you my desktop. Okay. It'll be this desktop because that's where, okay, so can you see the dock showing up on the bottom of my screen down there?
Yep.
Okay, and see where I've got iWatermark Pro is there? Well, you can purchase iWatermark has like 3 different levels of purchasing. You can purchase it, let's see. You can purchase it for Mac. You can purchase it for Windows. You can buy it for the iOS, which is Macintosh phones, right? And you can get it for Android. I use the iWatermark Plus for iOS because it will also watermark videos. And it came in a package that wasn't too much more expensive. I can't remember, less than $15, I think. Let's hit the buy button and see. Okay, they want how much? They're not telling me because I already own it. Oh, $5. Hello, that is so worth it. Yes, you've got to get this. Okay, so so I'll show you the one for Mac now. It's here on my computer. And so it's down here in my dock. Buddy photographer, a photographer friend of mine named by the name of Ron Gould turned me on to this so many years ago. You can batch process, well, you can batch process with the app on the phone also, but you can batch process with this app right here. You can do a bunch of things. You can resize your images. You can filter as to whether you want to do just the ones that are portraits, or if you want to filter by metadata. It's got so much stuff in it that I don't even go anywhere near any of this stuff. I just mainly use it for watermarking. So what I'll do is I'll drag an image in here. So I'm going to go, I've got a file folder here on the desktop that says export from Lightroom. And oh, there's a bunch of JPEGs right here. So I'll just drag this folder in here. And we can see, oh, that's already got a watermark on it. But, okay, fine. That's okay. We'll still look at it anyway. I pressed on the little eye down there. Did you see that? That eye right down there. And up pops this huge picture. Okay. And look, there in the upper left-hand corner is the name of the photograph. This is Bad Robert. He did not name this properly. I have a naming regime that I use all the time. It's my initials plus the date, year, month, day, hyphen 0001 for the very first day. But oops, I missed. Let's see if any of the other photos actually have a real name. Yes, there it is. So when I'm sending pictures to somebody and I want them to choose the best picture, and then I'm going to spend a little bit of time working on it, I'll put a watermark in the upper left-hand corner with the name of the file so that I can find it, so that they can talk to me about it. It's really important. And that way, they can say to me, well, Potter, the one that I want, you did in 2015 on the 7th of August. It's the 16th picture of that day, right? It's all right there. And I can say, okay, well, how big do you want it? And I can go find it for you. Now, you can make your watermarks. Here's a menu of the watermarks right here. Oh boy, I have way too many. I need to clean this all up. We could use, they have some demos in there. Here's Piccolo Theater. Ah, it showed up very, very tiny in the lower corner. Piccolo Theater 2013, right? Okay. Here's the house in Guanajuato. I pay for my trips to Mexico by doing photographs of my friend's bed and breakfast in Guanajuato, and I take students there, and we have a blast. Now, all you need to do is toss a folder into this area here. So you can go create another folder. Go say untitled folder. Sure, let's use untitled folder and drop it in. Oop. Hello, untitled folder. Take me to there. Now, if I want to put those watermarks on there, should we put one right smack dab in the center? I think we're talking about proofs, right? Okay, there, how's that? That'll keep
Woohoo!
people from stealing it, right? You know, or there's one that's much nicer, okay? So, and then I made proofs in the corners, right? And we put that big proof right smack dab in the center. Proof, file name, and the copyright date. We can change the opacity on those too, and click on the little pencil there, and from that little pencil, you can make a whole bunch of decisions. Here's the opacity, so we can dial that right up. There we go, and then we can say save.
Robert, what app are you in right now? Because it's tiny on my screen and I can't see it.
It's iWatermark Pro. It's sorry, it's so small. Let me try switching screens. Okay, I'm going to try a new share, and I'll try desktop 2. Does this make it bigger?
We can't see it.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I have to push the share button.
Now it's bigger.
Now it's bigger.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks, Cindy. I appreciate that. So, and that's as big as it'll get, because the resolution on my screen is really very tight, because I want to be able to see how tight the pixels are in my pictures.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. So so this is that app that I was showing you, and here are the different the different watermarks that I've created and saved over the years that I need to go through and clean up. But we'll press on the I down here in the corner, and it opens up the big screen here so that you can see what you're doing. And that's what the house in Guanajuato watermark will look like. Then if you want to start processing those, all you have to do is hit the processing, and let me see if I can grab, oh, it finished before I could grab it and bring it over there. It's all done. We open that file folder of untitled photos, and you can see that there, the house in Guanajuato is emblazoned in the upper left-hand corner of every one of those pictures. Just that quickly. This is really very, very helpful for your website. If you're handing pictures off to someone who's making a website, if you can find out a website for you, if you can find out the exact size that they want the photographs, you can do the processing and put your name on the pictures. If you'll notice, let me just show you on my website how that works so very well. So if you go to a slider with images, you can see in the lower right-hand corner, this watermark I actually put on in Lightroom, but you could do the same thing in iWatermark. And that way, as the photographs cycle through, the name is not disturbing. It's just in the same place, the exact same size. And again, we've locked the screen door so that the honest people will remain honest, right? That's all we can hope for. It's the wild, wild west out there, right?
It sure is.
Okay, more questions. Somebody have a, yes, Brent. You're gonna have to unmute yourself by pushing down on the space bar or clicking on the little red microphone. So click on the microphone, Brent, and we'll be able to hear you. Or can I do that? Can I unmute him? Yes, there,
Okay, I don't know what happened here because yeah, now I'm unmuted because I tried the space bar. Anyway, when is it best practice, or does the program do it, to have invisible watermarks?
well, yes, the program will do it. I've never done it because how are you gonna prove that it's yours?
Isn't the
No, I
idea
mean,
that
the
it's-
whole idea is that you're putting people on notice. That's, hey, this is mine, right? And if they don't see a
isn't that
watermark,
like a fail safe? That's a whole Getty thing where if you still steal, if they've taken out the watermark on a stock photo and somebody else uses it inappropriately, there's still a mark on it.
yes, and yes, they do, and yes, there is built into the program the ability to do something like that. I've never investigated it because it's just beyond what I needed the tool to do.
I think
Right.
it's like backup. Backup if somebody uses it, it's underlying in the metadata.
Right. Well, most people that steal images will strip the metadata out of it. It took years and years for the American Society of Media Photographers battling with Facebook to finally stop stripping out all of the metadata on the images.
Oh,
Yeah, but in the beginning they stripped all the metadata out because it makes the digital file much smaller and costs them less to host it or to keep it on the internet.
But it
Because-
seems like such a crime.
Right,
yeah.
but Penny, the bean counters don't care. They're just looking at how much it cost. Right? I know. I know. It's terrible. Right. So, do you want to see me try and make a watermark with my signature? I think I've got a black pen around here. I can can use the phone and give it a try. But it's really easy to get files into the program. All you need to do is, if you've got your logo on your computer, all you need to do is share it with like Dropbox or something to be able to get the image into your phone's library. And once it's in your phone's library, then the iWatermark app that's on the phone will see it and can use it. So there's all sorts of great possibilities that you can do. Sorry, I was stepping on my hand sanitizer. Didn't want it to go squish all over the floor. And I think that's everything that I wanted to say. I just wanted to get people excited about, look, put your name on it. It's yours.
I'm really glad you did. It's really valuable to know. So I always felt uncomfortable putting my paintings up on, Instagram, and now they're property of Facebook, and, it's like, God, I want to show my work, but I know, like you're saying, they could rip it off if they wanted to, but at least do something. Yeah.
Oh, exactly, exactly. Now, I do photographs of artwork as well. I have, it's like I used to work in a museum, and this was one of the things I learned. I learned how to use polarized light with polarization on the camera to be able to and use a color calibrated system to be able to make images of people's artwork that is as close as I can get, because you can't get it exact, but you can get it damn close to what it really looks like with your eyes. Okay, and for my artists, what I do is I deliver two files. I deliver a really large file that's big enough for printing, double truck magazine spread, 300 pixels per inch, 11 by 14 size inches. And then I deliver a web size one that has their copyright embossed on the picture so that they can share it on their social media. And that way put people on notice that this painting belongs to them. But yes, do not share your artwork on the internet without the proper thing is the copyright symbol, the date it was created, and your name.
So you can put that when you post it in the post part.
Yes.
I mean, but now with the watermark, you can put in there. So I guess retroactively, what about all the posts I've already made? Do I really take the time and go back and change all those, or?
Yes, you do.
Like,
You do. Right, because remember what Seth Resnick said. He said that people find him and pay him money because they like his stuff and they can find him. Okay, so
Yeah.
yes, go do it to absolutely everything.
put your name and the copyright on every photo.
Right. I purchased robertpotter.com or Robert Irving Potter III.com. I purchased potterschoolphotography.com. I purchased rep3.com. I like to put the copyright symbol rep3 in the bottom right hand corner. And if it's going on social media or someplace, I put rep3.com on it so that people know that they can find me by going to that URL. I don't bother putting the www up anymore because
everybody knows.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
I can tell you, as an illustrator, I've found my work all over the place. There's there's just web robots. They're like their whole job is just scraping images out of blogs and web pages, and it's it ends up on like a clip art website that I never put it on, and people don't know where that stuff comes from. They just think that it's actually somebody put it up there and it's free, and if you don't have your name on it, it's just gone at that point.
George, put your face back up there. There.
We like your face, George. That's so very true. It really is. And that's one of the things that, if I ever meet Bill Gates in a dark alley, only one of us is coming out. Because he's the person who created clip art. He's the person who started the whole thing. And if you notice, the one company that Bill Gates owns outright, and it is not public, is his stock photography company.
I don't think I knew that.
It's not public. He makes more money off of other people's backs.
He's not stupid.
No, not stupid at all. I don't know why I didn't jump on the bandwagon way back when, start my own stock photo agency and control the world. This little stock photo agency here in Skokie, Illinois, Panoramic Images. I could show you their website if you want. Let's see if I can get. Come on, Robert. You can do this. Honest, you can. Nope, that's. We just have so much fun because we are one of the only stock agencies that still pays their photographers a decent percentage of the images.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, as of this year, we were still paying 40%. I think it's going down soon because it costs way too much to do what we do. But this is panoramic images, and here's one of the pictures that I worked on. Oh, this is so much fun. They're wall-sized, ginormous photographs. And okay, I had a lot of fun with the Morton Arboretum. Not too long ago, I did a little talk on panoramic images of nature, and this is one of the shots that I used to show.
Are all of those your images?
No, these all belong to these images here. There's a watermark for you. Take a look at that. See the little P's all over the image? If you try and do a right-click save as, that's what you get on the website. These images all belong to our photographers. We have hundreds and hundreds of photographers.
It's very cool, and I'm sorry I have to take off. I have another Zoom call at 8, and I just need to do some things like use the bathroom and stuff like that. So
totally understand. Absolutely.
I really
It's okay, Paul.
It was a lot of fun. I'm glad to get to know you a little better too. Really, really nice. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Questions about anything? It's fair game. I mean, I'm 6'1 3/4. I'm trying to lose weight.
All right, I'm taking off now. Thank you.
Anyone?
I asked most of my questions along the way, so.
Oh, that's great, Cindy. That's wonderful. Thank you very much for that. The next app that I want to show is called Snapseed, and it's free. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to download it and have it on your phone so that we can play with it together. And I'll show you some really great stuff on September 8th. It's just so much fun.
I have to admit, I may not appreciate it as I should because I had it on my phone and my iPad and I deleted it because I never used it. So I have to learn new stuff with you.
Bring it back because it's so easy to make your pictures look so much better.
But isn't that what my laptop and the real machine is for?
Well, yes, but I do things like I do a lot of networking with my bicycle club. I don't know if you saw, I had a couple pictures of my bike in the, I've tricked out my bike so that I can take a tripod and I can carry my camera on it. But we go off on these rides, and when I'm not carrying the big heavy equipment, I just have my phone with me, and people want a group shot of all the people that are there. So, right. And then I can make it look even better, and then I can put my name on it too, right? And now, now the entire day is a tax write-off.
Okay, the difference in perspective of a photographer versus a graphic designer, other person. Yeah.
My gasoline, the use of the automobile, the lunch I had, it's all networking.
That's right. That I understand.
Sometimes it's just good to get it out faster too, yeah?
Oh yeah, get it out fast. Quick, off it goes. That's why some of my images don't have the proper naming convention on them. Like That image there, the butterfly, that was taken with my iPhone on horseback, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
Right. And I had that off to my cousin, you know, within 3 hours of taking the picture, because, you know, I still had to ride down the mountain. So it would have been right away, except it was an hour and a half ride up the mountain and an hour and a half ride down the mountain.
Kind of hard to
Right.
do with the laptop.
Yeah, kind of hard to do with a laptop. Right. Yeah.
Well, hey, maybe we'll wrap up by showing you guys the stuff that's coming next on the fabulous.
Yeah. I'm sorry I haven't been to enough. What's up next?
So next we got hand stitched paper art with my friend Jen, who does these really cool cut paper and sewn constructions. So she does a really cool stuff. You should check out her website too. Then on the 25th, we're going to get together and do live collaborative online drawing with crazy comics and crazy comic artists and people drawing all over each other's stuff.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Is this
The
like
last
the
one we
one
had
we
was-
did before?
Yeah,
With the
and
drawing and
we were on there for like 2.5 hours. I don't know how long you were on, but
I was about an hour and a half, I think.
so we got that. Then Robert is back. I was shaking my fist at you, Robert. I was trying to line those two photographs up, and I realized they're not the same picture.
Yeah, sorry.
It's like, why can't I get these damn edges to line up?
Well, actually, I think it's because in the Snapseed one, I corrected the perspective.
Yeah. So I spent about 20 minutes trying to figure that out.
Sorry.
So he's coming back to show you some stuff with Snapseed, which does all sorts of cool things. You can read about right there. Then Brian Bredwig Ballinger is coming to show us how to do woodcut illustrations on the iPad, and he's actually really good at these. These are pretty great.
That's awesome.
That sounds fun.
And then we have virtual filmmaking. My friend Jeff Sweeten actually has been teaching filmmaking workshops to kids in isolation. So, you know, they're learning how to make films at home on their iPad, some of them together, and so on. So
So totally color me in.
I know, it's kind of cool, right? These are
Yeah.
the last ones we did. You can see. Oops, that one didn't happen yet. It shouldn't be here, but all these cool things. And like I said, if you guys want to do one, it's all up to you. So there you go. Come back again. Sign up. Free fun stuff. You get to see human beings all at the same time. Any further questions, anyone? Anybody?
Thank you very much.
So good. Thank you so much.
Robert.
Oh, thank you for allowing me to give something back to C3. I really appreciate
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Robert.
Thank you.
Signing
Thank
off.
you. Bye.
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 Thank you.